Coming up on Trendz Travel this week, we give you front row seat at the movies with the film Resurrection. The Kalahari Desert adds its own twist to the Japanese delicacy, sushi. We celebrate Africa Month with a local fashion designer. And crochet bags and accessories are making a comeback this season.
Bari, how ka thea tsebe mobung wa Nazareta o tla ikutlwela dillo le ditshebo tsa bafu ba nyametse ke dihola meya ya bona e hua botebo.
Written, directed, and edited by director Lebomahang Jeremiah Mose, this is not a burial, it's a resurrection. It's a film about an 80-year-old widow, Mandwa, who plans for her death, wishing to rest with her family in her village's cemetery. The character of Mandwa is played by the late legendary actress Mary Twala. The film was shot on location in the remote mountains of Lesotho.
It was always going to be Mary. I mean, the character was not written as Mary looks and sounds. But when I shared her audition with Lemohang, there was no question that was Mantwa and it was going to be her. And as you say, the landscape is a character as well, and looking for that village, finding the right village to film in was quite a journey as well. It took a lot of time, but once we stumbled across Hadini Zulu and met the residents, we knew that was going to be our Nazareta.
The process of making this film wasn't easy.
It was a mad adventure. So Lesotho's film industry is really in its infancy. There's little to no resources there, and we were going to be shooting deep in the highlands and the mountains, and so essentially all the resources had to be brought in from South Africa. A lot of the crew, 3 of the actors were brought in from South Africa, and we lived in the mountains together for 5 weeks. No flush toilets, long drops, freezing weather, a lot of cold showers, and only 2 hours of electricity in the morning and 2 hours at night, literally just to charge our camera batteries, and a lot of pap. We ate a lot of pap. But it was a really a spiritual experience to be so just surrounded by pure, untouched nature like that, as a group of people that were so passionate about what we were doing. So as harsh as it was, as much as there were no roads, our cars broke down all the time. Mary had to be transported on horseback because she physically couldn't get to some of the locations. I would do it all again. It was an amazing experience.
The film stars veteran actor Jerry Mufokeng Wamaketa and Makalo Ndebele.
When you look at the character that I play, he's not given a name. He's the Lesiba player. Lesiba is an instrument. You take a stick of wood and then you get some pins on the other side, and then you take a feather that you sort of refine, and then you take a horse tail to make a string that goes to the other side. And you play it by kissing this feather and pulling, and that's what makes the sound. Now, imagine that sound talks to the ancestors and releases the power, the sights, the ears of the foregone. And so I think the best reference for South Africans is, imagine I am Credo Motwa and my language is Lesiba, and that's it.
My character is the priest. He represents the religious side of things, and he's also a conflicted individual, and he had to go through his own resurrection, as it were, and die many deaths to get closer to himself, and he's trying now to help the community find life through their difficult circumstance and find the other side of it. So that's the role really, and he doesn't have a name. Everybody just calls him Gademohuti, and I think the beauty of that is that you are able to be in the character and yet be removed from it. So you see him as a vehicle that drives the dominant narrative in the story.
The film is the first ever Lesotho movie to be nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe.
Japanese traditional dish sushi is a global hit, with many adding their own twist to the dish. The Kalahari Desert has added its own mix using biltong.
This will be the springbok roll. We only make it here in the Kalahari. It's smoked springbok with some biltong, ground biltong on top. This is the smoked springbok. Roll it into a roll. Take a bamboo mat to form it a bit. Cut it into 8 pieces each. Onto the plate. Sprinkle some little bit of biltong shavings on top. There we go.
And voila, just like that, you got yourself the Kalahari sushi.
May 25th is Africa Day. The day commemorates the founding of the Organization of African Unity 58 years ago. In 2002, the African Unity was officially launched as a successor to the OAU. Africa Day gives Africans a chance to reflect on the progress that the continent has made. And one such sector that has transformed over the years is the fashion industry. Young and upcoming designers are claiming their space in this competitive sector, and Nosipiwe Zamane is making strides specializing in African print designs. Born in the 90s, Zamane has achieved a number of things, such as a BTech degree in fashion design. She's also showcased at the FADA Gallery and as well at SA Fashion Week.
I do have talks with mommy, and she would tell me what was happening like back then in the 67s and before 1994. So I would say yes, I see a big difference, because I, for one, could attend tertiary and I acquired skills. And instead of going to a Bantu school, I went to a multiracial school. So I would say yes, there is change.
Few years ago, Zamane opened her own clothing brand titled Siyathokoza, which embraces diversity, culture, and African identity.
As Africans, so we are very bright. So this is one of my favorite pieces. I like it. It's a winter piece. It's out there. It's not for people that are not used to being seen and standing out. So if you like standing out, this piece is definitely for you. You can wear this as a dress or as a coat. It's all up to you. And then we do have a jacket here. The snake skin comes back again, but this time in brown. I've also used different shwe pieces to enhance our diversity again. And yeah, it's mostly a winter jacket. You can't wear this in summer. We are in the winter season, remember? And then I've got these lovely pair of pants. These ones I tried to keep very simple because not everybody is in love with color. For the ladies. And then my last ensemble. So here I mixed fabrics a bit. So I went with a bit of leather, a bit of chiffon to show the femininity. We also have nice pockets here made out of shwe. We go to the jacket. The jacket again, a bit of suede this time instead of leather, representing our leather vibe again from all of the animals we've been killing and eating. And then a bit of color. So like I said, I like visually fascinating attires. I do black hair here and now and then, but yeah, I try and keep it very eye-catching for the next person.
Kokisa Sikwebu makes crocheted home and fashion accessories using t-shirt yarn, a skill she learned all on her own.
I discovered this way back in 2016. I was just doing market walkabouts, nothing hectic. And then I walked past a store with these big balls of t-shirt yarn and big knitting needles. And I was so drawn to it. And I bought two balls and these knitting needles. I could knit, I could not crochet. So I was like, okay, let me take that. Took that, got home, I made scarves. And then I got bored because I know this already, you know? And then the next market, I saw a crochet hook. Now get this one, I didn't use it for like weeks. And then the one night, I could not sleep. And I'm like, you know what, let me do this thing. That pagama, got on my couch, my little couch there, and I started crocheting, like freestyling, literally. And then one thing led to another. And then I couldn't sleep because now I was excited about all of this, like this new adventure I'm on. I can literally make anything that I want to make. If I decide I'm going to make a huge chandelier, I've made those. If I decide on something, I make sure that I make it. But business-wise, I do focus on, we have a lifestyle range, which is now for your home. We make throws, cushions, and little stools like that one over there. And then we have fashion. I want to see this in people's homes, and I've focused on a few selected accessories. So this is a bikini top. So these tassels, I made them halfway through here. But if client wants them to go all the way around the waist and longer, you know. So it's always about what the client prefers. It's so versatile. It's not a bikini top. I could literally put it over my skirt and other high waist pants, and even on the polo neck, it still works. You know what I mean? So it's like an accessory when you don't have accessories to wear.
Yeah.
Okay, this, it is such a versatile thing, but it is a unisex scarf. I call it a neck braiser scarf. Literally, it's like a neck brace, but it's a scarf. But, wait. Scarf and a hat. This, my people, is one of the very first pieces I made as soon as I discovered crocheting. But obviously I could only figure the round necks only. And then later I decided to add the tassels. I mean, they just work.
The beauty of this cotton yarn is that it is friendly on all skin types.
If you get tired of your neck pieces as neck pieces, they could, if you got like those round mirrors, it could just be like a mirror frame. You pop onto your mirror and voila, you have a whole new mirror.
Tourists and locals in Nice, France were more than delighted to enjoy warm summer weather by the beach when the country eased lockdown regulations and officially opened for tourism earlier this week. For the last few months, daily cases had reached alarming levels and the health systems had been under strain. And to date, more than 3 million people have taken at least one shot of the vaccine in a country of about 11 million. And in Italy, the Leaning Tower of Pisa welcomed visitors after 6 months of lockdown. Visitors queued outside the tower, which is one of the most internationally recognized architectural symbols of Italy.
British people, welcome to Tivoli, welcome to the Algarve.
Cheers. Thank you to the Portuguese government. Up the vaccine and up the Puro Beach. Thank you.
The 4-month-long ban on travel between Britain and Portugal has ended, allowing visitors to return to the popular holiday destination.
Amazing. Feel great to be here. Really happy that Portugal let us in, and obviously the vaccines worked at home a lot better. So it's our first holiday in about a year. So yeah, very happy to be here.
It's absolutely amazing to be in the sun finally from Manchester, which is raining all the time at the moment. But to be in Portugal in the hot weather, feeling very safe, it's good.
Visitors must present evidence of a negative coronavirus taken 72 hours before boarding their flights, and there is no need to quarantine for COVID-19 when returning home. Restaurant owners are happy to welcome their customers. Stiff breezes didn't deter Roman beach lovers who were determined to make the most of their first post-lockdown seaside trip. As falling numbers of the coronavirus cases have allowed the loosening of restrictions in the region, the Ostia beach near Rome looked set to gear up for summer.
I'm excited and very happy. We were looking forward to it because it was a long break. The world of bullfighting can't stop for so long. There are many people who depend on them, breeders and all. And thank God, hopefully we are starting now and then one after the other.
The Spanish-famous Las Ventas Bull Ring welcomed 6,000 fans to watch the bullfight, which was a charity contest to raise money for jobless bullfighters and other workers in the sector. Spaniards are divided over the bloody spectacle, with some considering it an art form while others think it's cruel. The arena was only filled to 40% of its capacity, and face masks were required for socially distanced fans. Restrictions have been eased. Get vaccinated so we can travel again.
And it's a goodbye from us here on Trendz Travel. Remember to follow us on social media.